You could be so damn hot-headed and a dumbass. I didn't know. I can't believe you. You could stoop so low. I didn't sleep with her. I don't need details. And will Dad hear about this? He seemed then turn around to the door. Jungguk grabbed his arm and stepped in front of him. I promise nothing happened. Jungguk begged, looking panicked because he knew he was going to be by his father. I voiced, I don't know what I was thinking, but I didn't do anything. I swear. He clenched his hand. Have you done it before? Jungguk narrowed his eyes at him. No, I promise. I haven't even kissed any girl. I kissed Rhea today, but I regret it. Don't tell Dad about it. Oh, I'll make sure to get you by father. You just wait and watch. Jungguk pulled his arm and glared at his brother. Come on, man. Don't be about. Please, last chance, Jungguk said and snatched his head. I can't think about the last warning. If you tell me, why will you be like this for the past few days? Jungguk crossed his arm over his chest and raised his eyebrow at him. Jungguk slammed his shoulder and swiped his hand through his hair. Does this have anything to do with me and Taehyung? Jungguk inquired. Jungguk looked at him with greedy face and shook his head. No, I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean that. Do you still like Taehyung? Of course not, Jungguk said. I told you I was being childish. You still are. I'm happy for you and Taehyung. This doesn't have anything to do with him. Then what? Jungguk yelled. You have me worried out of my mind for these past few days. What is wrong with you, Jungguk? Nothing. Fine. Then I'm going to tell Dad about being a... He turned around and opened the door. Jungguk ran toward the door and snapped it shut. Oh, come on, dude. I'm not. He grinned. Cheek of his stone dropped when Jungguk glared at through his face. What have you done? Because I know you definitely did something that had been bothering you. Jungguk leaned against the door, and Jungguk snatched his head and looked around. It's nothing. I'm telling. Alright, fine. I'm married Sophia. And don't you dare to open your mouth in front of anyone about it. Or what? Jungguk yelled and gripped his hair in his fist. Tell me, you're kidding. He looked at Jungguk with wide eyes. I didn't want to. Forget about that. I'm enough for you. Jungguk clenched his teeth, and before Jungguk knew, 2 punches were landed on their face, one right after the other. You idiot! I will kill you. You're going to die. Another punch before Jungguk flipped him over and pressed his arm against Jungguk's throat. I'm sorry, he said. They woke up ready to meet his father, although he was nervous and a little scared to take this step, but he knew he needed to. All this time he had been so horrified to Alex, and now he would have to talk to him like a person. They let out a breath and combed his hair, then walked toward the bed. Jungguk had not come home last night, but he did send a text message. He was saying Jungguk's place because it was late and he needed to talk to him. They figured everything went well between them, so he told him to take as much time as he needed and didn't have to worry about him because he wanted to go alone, not even with Taehyung. They thought about the possibilities of Alex's reaction when he returned to him and got nervous butterflies on his stomach. They had accepted him for his heart because he had been nothing but wise and kind to him, and he wasn't going to hold his act against him because he was his parent. Period. Mafia and gangster come after that. The driver had stayed over the half an hour, and when the car stopped outside the gate, a lot of guards were come surrounded the car and inquired the driver, but sooner they realized that they were not guards, they were the cops. with humming heart. He got out of the car and went toward the iron gate. 3 or 4 cars of police surrounded the mansion, and 3 police officers were Alex out of the main gate with handcuffs around his wrist. Panic gasped the young nerves, and he shook his head. Just then, he thought everything was going to be okay. It had to be get worse. They didn't know what to do, so he looked around the officers surrounding the mansion. They pressed his hand against his mouth and looked at Alex, whose eyes were lifted at the same time, and clashed with him. He gave a smile, and they let out a sob. It was all his mother's fault. If she had not taken her father for her, she would have known this man, and he would know his real father, and he wouldn't have felt like that, so depressed, so broken. They shook his head and walked toward him to the officers stepping his way, handling the moments. They looked at him with tear-soaked cheeks, and then back to his father. I just need to talk to him, they screamed at him, looking at Alex from the corner of his eyes. I just take a moment. They moved past him and made his way toward the man himself. The officer grabbed his arm and pulled him back. Let me go, they shrieked, struggling in his hold. Taehyung, they heard the name being called, and his eyes remained fixed on his father. They just wanted to tell him, Sir, we need your cooperation. They stopped. Jungguk grabbed his arm and pulled him away from the officer. Cook, I need to tell him. Their eyes were break a contact with Alex and looked at his, but there was so many emotion in his. Just please once. They backed him, clenching that of his jacket. Jungle let him go, and they ran toward the Russian. Officer tried to stop there, but one word for the inspector, and he the moment, because the detective knows Jungle. They stopped in front of Alex and looked at him while crying. Damn, you for doing this to me. They screamed at him. I wish I could say that. I hate you, but I don't. They pressed his hand to his eyes and cried, You're a horrible person. They glared at him with red eyes, but he couldn't have been a good father. They sobbed, feeling so helpless and angry toward his mother and this person in front of him. You didn't keep your promise, but you still have been a good father. They stepped forward, not letting him smile. Their face distracted him. I wish I could have stayed when he forced me. They wrapped his arm around his torso and placed his head on his chest. They didn't say anything and just cried. Alex's head arm pounded behind him back when he wanted nothing more than to return. The embrace he had prayed for years. They know he would never see him after this, and even though he barely know his man, they feel a loss within himself, a loss of not knowing his real father. At least he got to say goodbye. Taehyung, his voice seems to be his son in front of his eyes. He was nothing but a kid when he had seen from the distance. The full arm were wrapped around him and realized it was his own brother. They cried harder and Taehyung hugged his father along with Tae. Dad,